Friday, talking about improving non-oil exports and the opportunities that the trade tension now emphasized around the United States and China may be presenting to the continent, the African continent. Let's speak to an exporter here in Nigeria and find out how they've been faring, since all of this started, and perhaps what else they might need to do better. We have the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Dasun Integrated Farms Limited, Mrs. Bosun Sholari. Mrs. Sholari, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. It's a privilege for me to be joining you here this morning. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. So, in the midst of all that has been happening, how have you been faring as an exporter in Nigeria?
Thank you so much for that question. I think what has just happened about less than 10 days ago. And I can automatically tell, with what has been happening even in the country as well, there's still so much confusion in the air that people are trying to see, how does it affect me? How does it affect you? How will it affect the overall trade? So for now, I don't think anybody will be able to tell you in plain terms what they have experienced.
Okay, but as an exporter generally in Nigeria, how is doing business?
Thank you so much. First mentioning doing business in Nigeria, it's a difficult one, and I'm sure if you have interviewed a lot of businesses, they will tell you. We have seen in the past 2-3 years many big businesses relocating. We have seen many big businesses going in comatose. We have seen many small businesses being in extinction. But one thing that gladdens my heart is to say that, and I pray that the current Minister of Trade, she's someone I have followed her antecedents from, Pebek. She's grounded in what she's doing, and I pray they will give her a listening ear. The other ministries and ministers will support her initiative because she listens to people. So, having said that, these crimes in Nigeria is so bad. For instance, Mr. Rewani talked about ministries. We were happy that that report would be worked on. But what are we seeing? Many are coming up. And we make private businesses to fund these people. Because these ministries and the MDAs all look for how to generate revenues from the private sector. And so when you keep demanding, the federal is demanding, the state is demanding, the local government is demanding, it's so funny that you even see the local government coming to your shop to tell you that radio and TV license. Meanwhile, you don't even have any of those ones. And so, is that how we will build this country? I don't know what to say. Much as people are not happy, I think what we're facing this year from Donald Trump, as much as people want to say what they want to say, is a wake-up call for Africa, so that we can all sit up and look inwards and see how to take care of our people. When we don't take care of our businesses so that they can grow, we keep nurturing the big ones. Even the big ones, we all saw what Dangote went through in the last 1 year, when we should be celebrating. I was in Namibia last year. Namibians were happy that Dangote came up, but in Nigeria we started fighting him. So also the small businesses, those in MDAs believe that they are doing us a favor, forgetting that it is the money that we're all entitled to, that they're using to pay their salaries. It is the money that we're all entitled to. When I have to trek or I take bus, they go in chauffeur-driven vehicles. The money that is being generated from Nigeria, that all of us should benefit from. So rather than see us as their threat, or they should see us as partners in progress, so that we can all move this country forward. For instance, I was going to tell you, there are so many compliance agencies that those in food, those in cosmetics, whatever you do, you have to meet up with. By the time you put all that and you add logistics cost, we cannot compete anywhere. Now see the tariff. I know you will go there. Many of the West African countries, because with what is happening, I can tell you that Africa needs to look back, look inward, and Nigeria needs to look into Africa, especially West Africa. But when you look at it, because selling in US now, it's a bit dicey. The logistic cost. What they charge you in Nigeria is not what they charge in West Africa. And you have many of them that will be paying 10%. We are 14%. It's worse off for Cote d'Ivoire, that is 21%. So by the time you put all that, like again, many of us, many small businesses sell on Amazon. Because some of us believe, and we still believe in a Nigeria where we must add value. But you know why people are running for value addition? That they prefer to go on commodities. It's because you have less people to deal with. Most of these compliance issues that we are talking about, they don't have those problems. They don't have to go and pay somebody for television and radio license and somebody coming to check your gutter. Ministry of Environment will collect, this one will collect. Because we have, meanwhile, some of these ministries, as said in those reports, can be merged. And then some are just departments on their own. And then we can low shed this burden on small businesses because they are really killing. If we have accurate data in this country, if people are looking at those data, how many businesses have died? What are we doing to bring them up? Is it loan? Is it how to get loan facility for your business? Is it logistics? Then government cost keeps increasing. We are the ones paying for it. Since January, as much as I wanted to register my products, every 1 naira I see, I'm even going to take a loan to be able to register my tea with NAFDAC because I need over 1 million naira. And isn't it possible, even if we have to pay this cost, isn't it possible for government to look for, are they going to help us structure it so that we pay this thing bit by bit, small, so that when we get there, then we take it as loan, because you can't go to any bank and they give you loan. They stress you that at the end of the day, you even want to say you don't want the loan again. I'm currently going through one. I've had to tell them, please, if you need all my blood for me to get this loan, you better take it. I don't want to lose all my blood. So there's so many things happening. I think government needs to be decisive. You said it's gone. Tariffs are increasing. When we talk of
AGOA, what about AGOA? What about AGOA and AFCFTA?
We hope AGOA remains. But the man there, he changes his mind and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Some people are still optimistic about AGOA. I am not. We've had it for several years. We haven't benefited. We're just looking at maybe to be able to benefit, Nigeria for the rest of the time. Then the man is there. He wakes up tomorrow, he says this. He sleeps, he says that. So for me, I'm not optimistic. Then even the AGOA, people are just understanding it. That's why we haven't benefited, because those who actually went for the training, did they really cascade it down? Until last year, many of us didn't understand what to do to be able to benefit from AGOA. But now it's very free and clear that we can. But this man wakes up. So there's so many issues surrounding, even when we talk of AFCFTA, logistics is a problem. It's easier to move things to UK, to move things to US and Europe. It's much cheaper than to move it to the southern part of Africa, because of the issues surrounding everything. We had some years back that Nigeria is working on with Sea-Link on sea freight. Again, we're not hearing anything. But the last I heard about it last year is that they are trying to dredge. And I told somebody, I said, instead of trying to dredge River Niger, or River Benue, sorry, there's a coastal line that is still free. Can't we start that from there? So that when we finish dredging the other one, we can then link them together. But you see, bureaucracy in Nigeria, because of the too many ministries, every ministry is fighting for their own. And then we're not seeing the holistic picture of how we can help the country. Make ourselves one so that things can move. It's honestly, it's a lot of problems. And government, like Mr. Rewani said, I hope the president comes with all the people who have gone to France, because all those monies that we're spending, some people have to go definitely, but with so much jamboree, like he called it, it's better to put that money in here and see how we can help our businesses export. Because with the oil that there today, because it's a commodity, somebody wakes up, or some countries wake up tomorrow and they determine the fate of those who use it. And that's the price of commodities everywhere. It can be very volatile. But when we engage in processed goods, that is, you can determine your price. You can say, but of course you still have to remain competitive. But unfortunately, logistics in Nigeria has made people come up with losses in export business.
So I guess you're talking about adding value when you said not just commodities,
yes,
but
adding value.
Adding value
Yes,
to our raw
value.
materials actually.
Yes, it become processed. Yes, it become processed goods. Adding value. That's where we can make it more. Because for the commodities, maybe ginger now that even has an issue already. You take ginger, if you don't take it there in refrigerated containers and cocoa, by the time it gets there, they tell you the thing is bad because they don't even want to pay you. Most of the things you carry, they're always having issues because no matter the test you do, the analysis you do here, if the freight system, the logistics system is not smooth and fast, it may give it issues. And that's why you will hear rejects. The rejects are mostly from commodities. But when we sit down, although that's where compliance comes in, but let the compliance again not be an albatross to the positive side that we're looking for. Is there a way we can work on it so that by the time we now get this global, then we've been talking in Africa, let there be a standardized compliance system where if I certify, if I can use that in Nigeria, then I should be able to carry my goods. For instance, if you have HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control points for food, and then maybe some, and with FDA, you can sell anywhere in America. But if I have that one, I may not be able to sell in any of the African countries because they want me to get their own standard. Like Nigeria too, we insist that people get NAFDAC and so on. So it's better we all look for how to get a unified standard so that trade becomes easier. There should be trade facilitation, not trade barriers.
All right, Ms. you express a level of confidence in the relatively new minister, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole.
100%.
Okay, 100%. But, seeing her, having confidence in her in the Nigerian context now, and seeing her do what you think, I mean, you've noted a whole lot of things, which I believe she is not new to because she's been heading the ease of doing business for a long time. So do you think that now that she's there, all of these things will automatically, be solved? Or do you think there are processes that must be followed if these issues you have listed could or would be solved?
Exactly, there are processes. And the processes cut across different MDAs. So as a minister, she can only assert so much in her own ministry. The other ones will have to be lobbying, taking it to the president. The president is busy. He's overseeing a lot of things. And that's why I said, I hope and I pray that the other agencies will cooperate. She has seen so many things they are not seeing. But unfortunately, the way we are in Nigeria, everybody is trying to keep their side. Everybody is trying to keep their side. My ministry, because then everybody is a revenue generating agency. So the more I make things difficult, we think the more we will make money for our ministries. But it is when we fasten things, make it easy, that we can trade. So the confidence of 100% I have in her is in her ability that she knows what to do. She knows the issues. She knows where to take it to. But whether those other ones will cooperate is now where the problem arises and where the president should just stay and resolve so that when Nigeria goes into export business full-fledged, like this AFCFTA now, I still believe that if we do the right things, then Nigeria will be able to benefit. Because with these issues in America and co, if the tariff makes us not competitive enough, then we should look back into Africa.
But Mrs. Sholari, you know,
still a problem.
Mrs. Sholari, so you have 100% confidence in the minister, but you hope that, the other ministries and related agencies. But what we know is that she's the minister, so she has to find a way, because at the end of the day, if things don't work out in Nigeria, we call President Bola Tinubu. We don't say, oh, it's this person. So I guess it is her responsibility to find a way to make these things work. Because at the end of the day, if we want to rate non-oil exports in the country, we're going to say, oh, the minister did well, or the minister did not do well. You know, so I guess it is her responsibility.
But honestly, let me ask you this one. When we're talking about logistics, it has to do with air. I mean, it has to do with the whole freighting system, land, sea, air. Will she be able to say, okay, the problem we have with aviation industry, will she be able to resolve? It is through diplomacy, dialogue, and then the exporters talking and talking and talking like we've been talking. But unfortunately, like you said, if things don't work, we hang it on somebody's doorstep, forgetting that if the issues in the port that they've been resolving for some time now, like before 1 month, your ship will not get to the port, which is now a thing of the past. If this was the era, and then we come out and say it's the minister, is that the minister?
All right, well, questions to answer.
Or the road, somebody coming from Kano, and then he's coming by road. They will lay the vehicle somewhere on the road. The goods does not get here. The person has, so many things have gone wrong, and he is not getting to Lagos. The ginger gets spoiled on the way, so the tomato gets rotten on the way, and so many things. With bad road, is she the one? No.
All right, Bishola, well, I guess Onizi is the head that wears the crown. So if you have an office, you have a lot of things to take care of. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us this morning. Chief Executive Officer and founder of Daso Integrated Farms Limited, Mrs. Bosun Sholari.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure coming on air with you. Thank you.